Back and better. Welcome back to the Diamond Download. This is the first episode of 2024. Dude, every year everyone makes a joke about how long it's going to take to adjust to 2024. Oh, it's 2020. Oh, I keep having to erase the three, make it a four. I don't have issues with that, bro. I've been saying 2024 since 2021.
You've been ready, brother.
I've been ready.
Hell yeah.
Except I will say my Christmas tree is not coming down until like next, I don't know, maybe Halloween of this year.
Until you move out of the apartment.
Yeah. I also have nowhere to put it, bro. It's my little
Very
box in the I don't really have space. I could suspend it from the ceiling.
could you imagine?
About all the room I got in here because I do have high ceilings. I'll say that. Chase, how you doing, bro?
Good, good. My family had been sick the past, I don't know, half a week, and everyone's doing better today, thankfully. So things are
That's,
good. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I had a good New Year's. I had a good
Good.
New Year's. It was all of my friends and their friends and their girls and all that stuff, and it was good, man. So we did a couple of boats. Uh, it was like 28 people total or something like that.
Wow, big group.
Yeah, well, but it was two boats, so we like left separately and then tied up in the middle of the ocean. Saw some fireworks.
Sick.
I ordered Taco Bell on like at like 1:30 in the morning when we were like going back. Never arrived. I thought it was gonna like get to my door by the time we got off the boat because I assumed it was gonna take over an hour. That's totally fine. It's New Year's, you know what I mean? Like everyone's ordering food, but never came. They just never made it.
Wow. I thought you were going to say that you fell asleep before it came. I've heard that one a lot, but I've never heard it just not coming.
No, never came. It's all right.
Crazy.
Worst things
Well,
have happened, bro.
I'm
Anyway,
excited for this one.
yeah, let's go into this. So the first topic we got is like CEO resolutions. I realize now that I sent you this list with no context hours ago, and I'm not sure if you knew what I meant by that. What is a CEO resolution to you?
CEO resolution. I don't know. I kind of took that as like a founder or CEO. Like, what are the goals and how are you going to steer the ship? But I could be way wrong.
No, that's pretty much it, man. I think you got it. It's more so like, I mean, maybe like a bad habit that you've been trying to break for a while that you should break this year, or something that you just want to do more of and want to sort of like put it down on paper that you're going to do it. Do you have anything like that?
It's
If you
interesting.
want, I can go first. If you want, I can go first, and then you can think about it a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, right before this, I actually posted like an update of like the LinkedIn business and like kind of some high level goals. Um, so I don't know. I think like my main goal personally, as like someone that runs multiple businesses, is like still stick to no calls. Like this is the one call I do every week, and other than that, I maybe take one call. So I want to do maybe even less calls than I do now outside this one podcast. Like I want this podcast to be the only time I'm on camera on video, the only way that you can see my face. Not you, but anyone in general. In terms of businesses, like I think really trying to like be lean and mean this year, like try to just jack up all the profit margins. Maybe that's through raising costs, maybe that's through leveraging more AI and automation type stuff. So I don't know. For me, it's like I just want every business that I start and I own to be way more profitable. Like the LinkedIn business is the best one right now. It's at about 80% margins. And then other ones are kind of somewhere like in the low teens. So I've got businesses in there, but I'd love the low teen ones to come up to 20, 30, 40%. And I'd love to see what I could do to even get the LinkedIn one up even higher.
What are you gonna do to get your profit margins up besides fire your growth team?
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna fire anyone. I think one is just charge more, right? Like I think for whether it's a LinkedIn service or other things, I think I'm very fair and generous, probably often to like our own demise. So I think like just raising prices is a pretty easy one. I think it justifies that. I think two is like, I've been just shedding a lot of costs for things I don't really need. Like I was paying for software and things for like the past 2 or 3 years that I haven't even looked at. So it's just like canceling stupid charges that I should have canceled when I stopped using them 24 months ago, right? But I think it's just like axing a lot of software expenses I don't use. I've been using AI a lot for like video editing and for writing copy and for editing things. Whereas before, I would pay someone to just do it, and then I would wait and just be like, what's taking so long? So I think just like trimming certain expenses and just charging more, really.
Wait, Chase, you don't mean that AI is replacing copywriters, do you?
That's a whole nother topic, huh?
Don't say that, bro.
It's a whole nother
Oh my
topic.
way. Just for anybody who's listening, he doesn't mean good copywriters. Chase means the
Correct.
shitty.
Correct.
that do take long and do suck at what they do.
Correct.
Um,
I think more than anything though, AI is replacing like video editors. I think less of like the copywriters and more of like taking a long form video like this and transforming it into 10 shorts. Like AI is actually pretty good at that and it's very cheap. It costs me like $20 a month and I could probably do dozens a week or dozens a month if I wanted to.
yeah. Okay, good to
But
know.
not copyright, don't worry. What about you? What are you looking at?
um, I mean, bro, like, so I recently got a new phone, another one. I have three phones now. I have this one that I never use, and then so I got these two. I got one over there, and I originally got like a business phone because I thought like, oh, I'm just gonna like have like another phone like just for business, and like whenever I have to work, I'll just have that one, and then I'll just have my personal phone for whatever else I have to do. That didn't really work because like I just never switched over, and so now I have like just a new phone that has like no real distractions on it, and I want to see how long I can kind of like go without that. Okay, so
Like that.
remember how we always talk about golf, and you play golf in real life, and I play golf on my phone,
Yeah. You're getting rid of it?
huh?
You're getting rid of it or you're trying to play more?
No, I'm trying to pay. I'm trying to play less, bro. It was literally like wasting my life away. Like if I didn't have anything to do on a weekend, I would literally play for like sometimes 4 or 5 hours a day.
Oh my God, your screen time app is just showing nothing but this game.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, it's crazy. And so I don't have that on my new phone, and I haven't played since I haven't played this year, and so that's fine. So just long story short, just eliminating distractions and just like what would it be? I had that one, and then I had like another one that was just like because the golf one is intense, like you're locked in, like that's what you're focusing on. The other one I had was this app called Rider, and it's just like this guy with a bike, and you got to hold down the screen and make him do flips and just like try and see how far this guy can go. And it's just mindless, bro. Like it doesn't require any real thought. And so anytime I was on a phone call, like if I was calling like Amex or something like that, I would just be on this app,
While you wait.
just flipping this guy on a bike. Or like if there was something, if I had to like watch a video on YouTube on like how to set up or integrate a site or something like that,
Yep.
I would just like I would listen to it, but I'd be playing the fucking bike app. And it was just so stupid. And so like now I just don't have that, and I'm just like trying to like get my brain, like my dopamine levels back to normal. The real resolution that I'm actually kind of excited about is I really do want to like try and pay money to be mass market. So I've kind of talked about this a little bit, but like now that we have everything sort of in place, like our product is fire, like we're just going in strong, and we have a bunch of cash in the bank, like so much cash that we don't really know what to do with right now. Um, I want to like pay for like appearances on big platforms where like people can kind of like put me on, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can pay, I won't say too much. You know what? We're good. Our audience will understand. This is not gonna, but like you can pay 30K to get on Fresh and Fit. You know what Fresh and Fit is?
No.
Oh, it's these two guys that like they have a podcast where like they just I don't know, they have like 15 like Miami models that they just ask questions to about like should men be able to cheat on women or whatever.
Oh
Uh,
man.
they also have like a money, so it's not that type. It's like they have like Money Monday, which is like it's the same guys, but they just like interview on business stuff like that.
And
There's
what
like
platforms? Is it podcast, YouTube, TikTok? Where are they big?
everything, everything. There's like
Okay.
streamers, so like Twitch, I guess, or Kick or Rumble or whatever. You can pay like 50 something to get on like Kai Cenat. I don't know if you've heard that name before.
No.
You're so old,
Like
bro.
what kind of reach would you expect? Like if you pay 30 or 50 grand to get on these, like is it 100,000 watching it? Is it a million watching it? Is it 10 million? Like how many people watch this?
It's not about who's watching at that time,
Okay.
bro. It's like if you say something funny, like bro, for example, like Kai Cenat will like just get clipped all the time, and people just like anytime he says something funny or something funny happens, like it'll just get reposted across every like news outlet for Gen Z people. Like
Oh,
every like it's
really?
just like, they are the mainstream. And so like if I'm like a recurring guest, like bro, if I pay like 50 grand a month to be a monthly recurring guest on one of these streamers things or whatever like that, I'd be like, that to me feels worth it because then I'm just known and I'm sort of like in their brain, you know what I mean? And then I can retarget these people and stuff like that. It's just there's so many things to do. You can all like you can pay for podcast appearances with like people who are like big, you know what I mean? Like that's how Tate got famous. Like he was just like doing so many podcast appearances and just like people were just like seeing him everywhere
Yeah.
and like all of these clips. Like I feel like I need to go way harder on content this year. And so one of my resolutions is to just try and be like ever present.
Omnipresent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I think I saw it on Twitter. I don't remember the exact amount or what movie it was. I think it might have been Hunger Games, but someone said that they ran a study or they did the math, and for you to be known by either all of America or 1 in 3 of America or something crazy, you need to have like a $40 million budget. And I think it was like, I don't know if it was like Jennifer Gardner or Jennifer Lawrence. There was someone in some movie that like they actually became known and famous when the movie that spent 40 or $50 million on marketing or production, whatever it was, went live. So it was like interesting, like for you to be known by most of America or most of the world, whatever it was, it would cost like 30, 40, $50 million to be like that famous. So it's kind of interesting.
It's super interesting. I feel like that's not that insane.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I need to find the
I don't have
exact number, but I think that was it.
yeah. The thing is, though, all you're buying is eyeballs. That does not mean people are gonna like you.
Exactly.
Be likable. You need to be memorable. That's what, bro. Like, I know we're not supposed to talk about Tate and stuff like that, and your audience is gonna have your head on a stick, but like, whatever. Just be patient. Tate is obviously entertaining. And so, like, it would be a good investment for him to spend $40 million so that every single person in America knows who he is. That makes sense. For a lot of people, it doesn't. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like Facebook ad media buying experts that are like, oh, I'll grow my agency by spending $40 million and just it's like, dude, like no, like you talk about cost caps, like shut up. Like you need to be entertaining. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
that is
interesting. Like for you, for example, like you go broad and you go entertaining and on these things, and then what you kind of hope that there's a subset of them that are interested in like I guess like make money online, copywriting, freelancing, that type of a thing, right? Like you just want to go so broad that you have the attention, and then you know X% of people are going to then therefore be interested in specifically copywriting, or do you go on these shows and you talk about copywriting and kind of making money? Like what do you like? Are you an entertainer comedian on these things, or would you go more of like giving advice on like how to make money online?
I'd be like the entertainer money guy.
Okay.
That and like I would play a character, like you know what I mean? Like I'd have to be a little bit like I'd have to be a little extreme to like get people to care.
Yep.
Like I would probably if I'm on a show like Fresh and Fit or Kai Cenat, I would probably play the character of like some silly white kid, you know, because like that's what I look like to them and their audience. Like that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
probably have to do, and then monetize from there. But
Interesting.
it's like yeah, I feel like it's within reach, bro.
Yeah, dude,
I feel
there's podcasts I know, like one called like Entrepreneur on Fire or something with that guy John Lee Dumas. I don't know how many people listen to it, but I think you pay like I think it's cheap. It's like 5 or 10 grand. You can go on that show. Again, I don't know what it translates to. Some guy that I actually know, his assistant DM me saying so and so would love to have you on the podcast. You'd have to come
oh,
out to Vegas, whatever. I'm like, sure, maybe in the future if I can make it. And she goes, oh, by the way, here's like the application fee, or here's like the non-refundable fee to be considered. And it was like 5 or 6 grand. I'm like, what? Like I
Sean
know
Mike
this. Was that?
on Mike Kelly.
Oh, yeah, Sean Kelly? Is that his name?
He has 10 million fake followers.
Yeah, he's been really nice to me, but when his assistant did that, I was really off-putting, like that I'd have to pay to do this. Like it was very weird. I know a bunch of people that got that too. Did you get that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you have 10 million followers on Instagram, you are world famous. That means you're world famous. Like Ronaldo has like only double, triple that or something like that. Like, bro, there's no like that's ridiculous, bro. I saw that shit too. Like, oh, you think I'm gonna pay you money just because you have 10 million fake followers? Like, bro, I can't believe some people fall for that.
Yeah,
So ridiculous.
he's had great guests, but when I was told to like, it almost seemed like bait and switch, which I didn't like it. But yeah, he's been nice to me, so nothing against him, but just the way that they're doing that process was really off-putting. Where like, even if I ever had an opportunity to do it for free, I probably wouldn't because of that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, long story short, content, baby. And honestly, dude, like you're doing the right thing. Like you're in the B2B world, like you're famous, bro. People know who you are.
Thank you.
Okay. Topic number two, tips on managing people. The reason I bring this up is because I'm hiring a lot of sales guys these days, and you've been sort of a manager of people for a while. You have multiple different businesses that I mean, your personal brand's pretty light. That's most
Yeah.
of, I guess, what you focus on. So you don't really have to manage anyone for that. But like LinkedIn thing, you got um a, a bunch of Ukrainian women who work for you. And then the agency, obviously, your headcount's like 100 plus. So like,
Yeah.
you have any like just quick tips for like managing people, employees, whatever?
I mean, bro, the short version is now like don't do it. Don't manage people, right? Have other people manage people. Like I think that was like the greatest hack they figured out was like with the agency, manage or have one person that you report to that reports to you essentially that manages everyone else, right? So that's what I'm focused on now. Is just finding like the head or the lead, whatever you want to call it, the operator type folk, and just kind of working with them and letting them have the headache of working with 100 people or 10 people. So on my LinkedIn business, um, dude, for the first time, I actually exchanged DMs with 6 of the 7 girls. So I talk to one girl every day, and she manages the other 6. But I gave them all like a Christmas bonus, and I said, "Hey, just say this bonus came from me and you. It doesn't have to come from me. Say it came from us." So she posted in the group saying, "Hey, Jason, I wanted to give you guys a Christmas bonus," and they all just were saying thank you. That was like the first time I'd ever seen like their pictures or their names. I didn't interview them. I didn't hire them. I knew like their Americanized names. I didn't even know they're actual Ukrainian names. So I managed one girl who actually managed everyone else, and it's more just like she tells me what she needs from me versus me telling her what I need from her, which is great. She's like, "Hey, get me an invoice here. We've got a little bit of bandwidth for clients here. We need to hire someone. What's the budget?" Like she'll just ask me things, and that's great. And at the agency too, dude. Like Jake, one of our partners, obviously that he's like the acting CEO, and like we're like level, but he's like the one that's managing kind of 5 or 7 and 10 people that then manage the other 80, 90 people. So that's not very helpful. That's obviously kind of joking. That's my real life. But like in terms of you, it's like you already have what, 2 or 3 sales guys?
I have 4 now,
You
4
4?
sales guys. Um, that actually what you're talking about is an Andrew Wilkinson thing. You ever heard that hire one to hire 10?
No, I haven't, but I love that.
And so that's what he took. Because like obviously for anyone who doesn't know, you and I are both big My First Million fans.
Yeah.
I actually saw Andrew Wilkinson in person in Vancouver.
Okay.
And I think he's the best, bro. I just think he's so smart and so cool. And like I love that he like low-key hides the fact that he's a billionaire because he definitely is, but he says he's not. It's funny.
Interesting.
Um, I don't know why he does that, but anyway, he has this thing. He said this years ago called hire one to hire 10, which is like if you're going to like build a company and
Yeah.
you're like the guy, you're the founder, the guy with all the money, it makes more sense to hire like a CMO or sorry, a COO, like head of people kind of thing, to just staff out the whole thing, like build from the top down instead of bottom up because they're going to do it better than you, probably more cost efficient, probably know how to manage them better and just keep the
Yes.
team running and the ship going. You know what I mean? So like that makes sense, bro. And especially with the agency, like there's no way one person or even 2 people can manage 100 people. Like it's a you need middle manage, like you need people that are going to be in place to sort of like play telephone a little bit. But um, I mean, we talked a little bit about this, but like I think like it definitely helps when you're hiring people to have a personal brand
Yes.
because people respect you more. And so like I spend a lot of time, like I call my sales guys, like we hop on FaceTime like every single day or almost every day. And we just check in and say what's it's usually not even about business, just like
Just
making sure like,
personal. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And just like sort of, and it's easy to do that now because there's only like a handful of us. Like there's, I think less than 10. So I can do that. We just brought on this new kid who's gonna be a dialer. His name's Nick. And like, I think he's nervous because of the personal brand because he
Yeah.
thinks his name is or some shit like that. Like, I don't know, bro. Um, so yeah, I think it's important to just like make sure that these people respect you because it makes it easy for them to do your job. Like if you actually tell them to do something, they'll actually do it because they respect and they can respect you based on like your audience size and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't know. I like the idea of like keeping it kind of personal, but still like making sure that people like see you as like their boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
No, and I mean, you've got great partners like what, you got agency partners and whatnot. You can make Ben manage the sales guys, right? Or make whoever of the 4 is kind of like the most, I don't know, I guess like I don't want to say nurturing, but that has the most kind of experience. Like they kind of, whether they're directly or indirectly the leader, kind of will rise above. And then you kind of take note of that, right? You kind of make them have a little bit of responsibility of the others. And then it's like you have like this one guy that kind of reports to you and gives you an update. But obviously, again, to your point, you want to check in. I think your business is different because like the more they understand you, I feel like you're making a lot of changes, right? So people always have to be in the know. I'm trying to, I think, build businesses that are like less information needs to be disseminated all the time and making less change. Like we have literally one offer for the LinkedIn business, and all the people are responsible for is engagement. it's just like so dead simple that like I don't have to like check in with everyone, which is kind of cool. But that's exciting. I'm excited for you to keep hiring, which means you're gonna keep absolutely crushing it.
I hope so, man. Yeah, I don't think we'll need any more sales guys after this. I think maybe one more dialer. Like we just have so many leads to rip through, bro. Next week we'll talk about the $1 funnel if you want, because I'll
Yeah.
have a little info on that. But we started doing that. I put it in my TikTok bio. I've already made like I haven't even pushed it. Like I haven't even made a video, bro. I put it in my bio and we've already made like a grand.
A thousand people have already gone through it.
Not 1,000 people, like because we have upsells and
Oh, they got
we have
$1, then the upsell. So it's just passively sitting there. People that visit your profile are clicking it.
oh, yes. So we have the dollar, and then on the thing, actually, wait, let me pull this up because it's hilarious. Um, we have oh man, I hope I can find this. But I okay, so we have this like sort of tripwire thing where it's like a $29 upsell. And
That's
on the copy, I basically bully them where I say, like, dude, what else can you spend $29 on? Like, this is the biggest no-brainer of all time. So we have like a 50% take rate on this $29 thing because I literally said, like, what else are you gonna spend it on? Like
yeah.
a pack of light bulbs. Like, what do you need for $29? Like, give me it instead. And then on the second page after that, we also have the upsell to first client play, which is 297. Only one person or two people have clicked on it by accident, so I've had to refund a couple. Um, Whatever happens, but yeah, bro. So we're already making decent change. Like it's been up on my bio for like 30 hours. So
Dang.
we're just,
Bro, if you could get that strong of a take rate, that basically then gives you a bunch of free money just to go run ads to get more people into it, right?
that's the point. Yeah. So like the goal is to actually have it as like a paid funnel. And that's why I have this dialer because within 5-10 minutes, like you're getting hit up. Um,
So
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I
Anyway,
can't wait to hear more.
yeah, man. Is that what else do we have? Oh, we were talking about managing people. Is
Yeah,
that
managing
anything you
people.
want to add?
Yeah, I like the Andrew thing, and I guess kind of what I was saying, not knowing that was it. Just like again, I'm lazy at the point right now where like I don't want to be on calls, I don't want to be texting people, I don't want to be messaging people. So just trying to find really good people and incentivize them. Like my girl on LinkedIn, the one that runs the show, she has like a base salary, and then maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I gave her like an incentive plan where she now gets like a percentage of revenue. So dude, like we had normal hours of operation between like 7:30 and 3 p.m. I see her and the girls now on at like half an hour before. She's helping respond to comments on my page. Like, so she's just like even more motivated than she already was now that we have like this percentage thing in place. So I just want to find good people. And it's like, dude, give them like a small piece of the pie. They're gonna work for you and kill for you, and like it's just gonna be amazing. And I'm stoked. Like I have no headaches. It's great.
That's dope, man. I love that. That's awesome. Um, yeah, incentives are big. Make sure people are getting paid.
I mean, the same thing for you. You pay out a lot of people on commission kind of performance based, and every month everyone's making more. And then it's like, dude, you're the client, you're the guy. Like people want to work with you more and only for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, but also like that means I'm super picky about who I work with, and everybody that's on the team is good for a you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you get the piece. Obviously, you can't do that with the agency, right? Like if you were giving everybody like 5% of revenue, like you'd be in the hole every month, so it wouldn't make sense. But like with something like what we have, where it's just super lean and like you only need a handful of people, and you're high leverage, then you're good, bro.
100%.
Um, all right, last thing, and this is more of a personal one, but I'm curious on this because I've been having this conversation with my friends over the last few days, and the question is, raise your kids rich? Question mark. Like we are all young dudes, probably not gonna have kids anytime soon, but
Yeah,
in the next 5-ish years, I'm sure that there's gonna be a little mini Cardinal or a mini Ben Bader or a mini Jimmy Farley or something like that. One of these little pop up, bro. And we're all in a good place and we're all thinking like what is the right way to do it. Like there's people that swear by like no, I'm not giving my kids anything ever. um
yeah,
I want them to work for every single thing they have, and then there's people that are like no, I don't want my kids to struggle a day in their life. I want them to like not have to go through the stuff I went through to make money. Like I want to just kind of give them everything. And then sometimes those kids turn out spoiled, and then the ones at the other end kind of turn out resentful because it's like why did you give me nothing? Is there
yeah.
one like what do you think, bro?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's interesting because like you want to live a great life, right? And you want your kids to live a great life, and for you to live a great life, your kids kind of have to too. I don't know. It's weird because my kids are so young, right? Like I have a 3 year old and a almost 1 year old. So like the 1 year old's not spoiled at all. She has just a bunch of like hand me down type stuff, right? And we're actually planning like her first birthday soon, and like it's gonna be like fun, but it'll be like at our house. It'll be like low key, just with some family, right? Um, the 3 year old, I guess she's a little bit spoiled, where she definitely runs the house, and we're a little bit scared of her, So she runs the house, kind of gets what she wants, but within reason. Like she loves books, so we're ordering books, and we have like this little almost like podcast radio player for her, and we just keep buying her like new, almost like audio books, right? So we buy her a lot of what she wants, but most of it's just focused on like I don't know whether it's like physical activity, like putting her in different classes, or buying like this play set that I'm looking at outside, right? That has like a monkey bar and it has swings and slides. So I don't know. I'd say they're living a good to great life, but not having like excess. It's not like we're buying designer things or wasting money. Most of the time and money is spent on just experiences. So I'd say like our kids will probably be somewhere in the middle. They're not going to be poor and they're not going to feel like they're super rich. Like I'm not going to fly them on private jets, right? But now and again, maybe she could sit first class when she's older. Like it doesn't make sense now, right? Um, so I don't know. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, and I think that might change depending on as they get older and if they start working with me or doing things to make money, maybe we give them a little bit more. So they'll have to earn it mostly.
Gotcha. Interesting. Sounds good. Yeah, I think that's the right way to go about it. I want my kids to understand, even if they want to be entrepreneurs and stuff like that, I want them to know what it's like to work a job. Like me and Jimmy Farley were talking. Do you know Jimmy Farley?
I know the name. I don't know him in person, but I know the name.
We recently moved to Miami probably 3 months ago.
Okay.
Has quickly become one of our closest friends and super
Sick.
smart guy. Does a bunch of econ stuff, killer. And he was talking about how he has this one friend who's never worked a job. His parents are rich, and he kind of got into entrepreneurship young, like early, like probably around 17, 18.
Okay.
And it has never worked a serving job, never worked at McDonald's, never worked retail, never anything like that. And he has issues with service workers where like he just doesn't really like relate to them and doesn't think they're like human.
Oh
And so
man.
when like something goes wrong, like when he's at a restaurant or something like that, he just gets really upset and doesn't understand like what kind of happens behind the scenes. And like, bro, I mean, for the first, you know, from age 16 or 15, I was 15 to age like 21. I was working shitty jobs. Like
Yeah,
I've
you're
worked,
grinding.
yeah. And so like shitty jobs. And so I know what it's like kind of to like, I don't know, be shat on by customers, so I don't do it to other people. And I also know what it's like to like I know what the behind the scenes looks like. Like I know kind of how stuff gets done. It just makes me it also gives me like it puts my finger on the pulse of like what regular people are doing out there. You know what I mean? It's really easy for us, and people are gonna think we're dickheads for saying this, but like it's really easy for us to sort of get disconnected from like the average American because we don't really have to interact with them unless we really want to. You know what I mean? Like we both live in like pretty nice cities. We do all of our work online. And like all of our friends are like, high level people, like they're all doing well too. So it's tough to know like what's it like for someone who makes 25 grand a year,
Yeah.
working or something like that, making $12 an hour. Like
Right.
what does their life look like? And so like as long as you know what that looks like, then I don't know, just do a year. You know what I mean? For my kid, just do a year. Work at McDonald's, make some friends, have some fun, you know what I mean? Party with them. That's what I did. I used to love partying with my McDonald's team. Anyway, I think just like I want my kids to be successful and I want them to live a very good life, but I also want them to know what it's like to not live a good life without having to do it firsthand, kind of thing. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Love that.
I
Heck
don't
yeah.
know because
Good.
I'm not going to be a parent for a while, and you know better than I do because I'm childless. So
I mean, even with kids, I don't know, right? Like every day, every week, every month, every year is so different. We change, they change, the world changes. So I don't know. That's what I think today, and it might change tomorrow. Who knows? But great first episode, and Happy New Year.
yeah, we'll come back to this in 10 years when Shay's like a teenager. So episode 650 of Diamond Download, we'll update you. We'll let you know.
Sounds good, brother. Appreciate you.
Bye.